This is the right space to explore real-life issues affecting real people. We provide professional counseling to individuals, couples, organization, schools, church, and others. Follow, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Let's Chit Chat UK.
Hello, hi, this is great. We are back. This is Let's Chit Chat. I'm Pastor Cecile. If you just tune in, this is Let's Chit Chat, and I believe you're going to have an awesome time today. And I have my two co-hosts. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm sorry, it's gone off. Right, hi, I'm Jackie. Nice to be here today with Cecile and Egnosh and Richard, isn't it? I think Richard as well. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the chit chat.
Excellent.
Yeah, my name is Enoch, and we are here to chat. And today is very great topic. We have very great topic, which will be interesting because things has been going on in relationship, and I know that we're gonna do justice to it tonight. So let's chit chat.
Brilliant. Let's Chit Chat. As you hear my son, you hear Pastor Enoch. Things have been going on in relationships. So we are talking about relationship. How do you maintain a good relationship when things have gone sour, when things have gone bad, or they are going hard? How do you keep on going, keep on just hopping and waiting for the best? Because for some people, the best is yet to come. For some people, it's probably the end is going to get to the end, but some people is still going to get to the better. But how do you wait for that better and maintain that relationship and not quick just because of the heat of the moment? Now we are talking because of COVID has happened and many people were locked inside the house. They were not going out. Now freedom has come again and many men, I'm sorry, I'm going to say many men because might be limited women, but many men really are going somehow, I don't know the words, but many men are just doing anything and everything, and women are really suffering. Of course, maybe there are women who are doing the same thing, but how do people maintain that good relationship and then keep steady and keep calm until the storm is gone? Pastor Enoch, what do you think? Do you have words? Tell us what you think.
Thank you, mommy, and thank you, Sister Jackie. Also, it's very interesting topic as we earlier said. How to maintain good relationship in these difficult times and whatever that is going on that we all know of is very interesting. One thing that I would say is that when it comes to relationship, we are talking about components that makes the relationship works. So one factor will be love, which we all know of. That is a major thing. That is love. But aside love, I think one way to keep a good relationship, we have communication. Communication. In these hard times, people are going through like emotional stuff. They are going through a lot of financial difficulties. A lot of things have been going on. But when you have good communication with your partner, even though things might not be working well as you wish for it to be, but when you have good communication, it will be able to keep the relationship up and going. Because somebody might present him or herself in a good way where there is opportunity. Like the person I've met, your lady or your girlfriend, seeing the situation that is going on, the person might have the things that you do not have as a man or as a woman. But when you have a kind of connection between you and the man, or the woman and the man, or the man and the woman, I think it will be able to keep the relationship going.
Brilliant, good communication. I'll come back with a question on that in a minute, Pastor Enoch. Jackie, what do you think?
Right, I think it's been a real struggle for people in general, especially being around someone 24/7, because a lot of people are not used to that. A lot of people, if they're in a relationship or they're married, they're used to their spouse or wife going out, meeting friends, having a break, and obviously they're doing the same. But with the pandemic, everyone was like sort of isolated to do various things. I mean, I remember queuing up for 2 hours just to get some bread and milk. It was ridiculous. Yeah, and a lot of people are suffering even now due to the pandemic, going on furlough, obviously only getting 80% of their wages, prices are still going up, and yeah, it's been a real struggle for people, and especially with relationships and married people as well, being stuck in the house together. Yeah.
Pastor Enoch said relationship communication is very important. But now, I suppose, I assume or presume during the 1.5 year that people were really locked in, or 1 year, there were communication going on. People were talking in houses. I don't think they were just looking at each other without talking. It probably would have been the better or the best opportunity to create that communication, because often enough, everyone was outside working or doing things and busy. But the pandemic gave people some time to reflect, and some time to reflect on their relationship, or to be even in the same house together for from Monday to Friday, I believe or presume, or most of the time. Would it not be possible to have created that good communication then? Why is it that now these things are happening so much, so that men don't really care about going out with other women at this stage, and women are suffering inside the house? People are just doing anything and everything at this stage. So what is really going on? Is it mentally people are suffering mentally, or do they feel that they were in prison during the pandemic, that they just need to explore life, explore whatever is out there, or rekindle with the relationship that was going on before? What do you think is doing that? Were there no communication before?
Mommy, yeah, it's true that there was communication going on during the pandemic and before the pandemic, and even let's say after the seriousness of the pandemic. But one thing is that in the area of communication, it's not about always talking to the partner. You have to be dynamic when it comes to relationship. It shouldn't be like always the same topic that you guys be talking about, because communication could be like, oh, arguing about certain things. There are people, even when they were together, they were praying that let the pandemic leave so that they will have time to go outside, because of lack of communication, and always there is a fight and everything going on in the relationship. But when you have good communication with your partner, it's beyond like argument. It's bringing like suggestion that will help your partner mentally, emotionally, finding out how they are feeling during the pandemic, showing caring in this period of time, giving the person a kind of strength mentally, because in this pandemic that people are going through mental challenges and emotional challenges. If you add up some difficult moments to these challenges, it's going to be difficult for the relationship to work out. So the communication that I'm talking about is like finding how to improve the emotional aspect of your partner, the mental aspect of your partner. If you lack communication in the relationship, the person might be suffering and be reading a lot of things. Now that social media things are going on and stuff are going on in the internet, it will be hard for the person to cope in the relationship. So I'm talking about good communication, whereby you'll be able to bring the best out of your partner, will be able to psych the partner up. because during this time I've been talking to people, and it's true that though they are with their partners, but it seems that things are not going on well. They sleep in the same house, they do everything together, they even have time to go out. But yesterday this person is still complaining. It's like, oh, anytime that I call him. Anytime that I call her, it's like about 2 minutes chat. Oh, hello. Every time. Hello, how are you doing? Like how the case and everything. So we should go beyond of this type of communication and create something that will bring laughter or put smiles in the face of your partner. Because as I was saying earlier on, this same partner might go out and meet somebody, and the person will be entertaining enough. Maybe it might not be the money that the person have. It might not be maybe the cars or the flashy aspect of things that they possess, but it might be how they talk to your partner. You are not talking to your partner, somebody will take advantage of it and be talking nicely to your partner. And I realized that most people doesn't give time to their partner in relationship, which brings the destruction of the relationship. So, mommy, I
Mm.
would say that communication played still major role. And as our communication, we have like how you present yourself, in the house. Though you guys are in the house, but how do you present yourself? I always say that presentation is a seed of approval. You know, once you are able to present yourself well, even not in marriages or not in relationship, but even in a business aspect. When we are going for interview, they tell us the dress code that you should come up with. So the way you present yourself when you are with your partner, the partner will not go outside and like be flirting around if you present yourself well to him or her. Maybe like you guys are still in the house with a case and everything, but see the way you present yourself to her. Let it not be like, oh, always I'm not seeing any new thing about my partner. I'm seeing the old stuff and I'm tired of it. But when you present yourself in a way that it's like creating new things, the partner will bring out the respect and everything in the relationship, which will be able to help the relationship to stand on its feet.
I love what you just said. We miss Jackie. Jackie, you're back.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry,
That's
internet
fine.
connection. I don't know
That's
what happened. I'm on my
that's fine.
mobile
Thank you.
now.
Thank you, Jackie. Brilliant to have you back. We have Sister Afioma. She wants to ask a question. So you can please go ahead and tap your question. I'm sure Jackie and Pastor Enoch will be able to do it justice. So please go ahead and ask your question. Mr. Georgette, God bless you. Pastor Joe is online. God bless you. God bless you, Pastor Joe. My son also, Atabafo, is online. God bless you. So our son saying that proper communication depends on the chemistry between the couple. People have to know when to talk to their spouses. So people have to know when to talk to their spouses. By the way, everyone is saying a great topic. Now, Pastor Enoch, you just stated something. I will love Jackie to answer that, and I will love Pastor Enoch to also answer that question. Pastor Enoch, you said when I presume you're referring to the pandemic period where people were stuck inside the house, no one is going out, and there was no innovation within the partnership. There was nothing new, no creativity. You see the same old boring things or boring outfits or boring style. You become familiar with each other, and you literally become brother and sister, because sometimes if there's no attraction, the person just turn to become your brother or turn to become your sister. You tend to forget that you are actually in full relationship together because of too much. People are too complacent or too comfortable. and there's nothing that will attract you to that person anymore sexually. So therefore, by the time the pandemic is over, people cannot wait to just jump out of the house and get whoever they were getting before, or whoever they had before, and rekindle that even more stronger than before. So Jackie, I will ask you a question, and Pastor Enoch, do you think that the fact that people were too familiar in the house for over a year, not doing anything new, maybe appearance is not maintained, communication is next to nothing, although Pastor Enoch just said people can be in the same house, but they're not really communicating. Do you think those things are the cause of what is happening out now? Do you think maybe women could have been a bit innovative in the house, creative in the house, maybe uplifting themselves, not to just assume that or presume that because you already have that man is there to see it all? What do you think, Jackie?
Right, I think, well, personally, my own experience, I mean, through the pandemic, I wasn't getting dressed. I still had my pajamas on. I, if I was counselling or doing something online, I'd put a top on, maybe a bit of lipstick, but I'd still be in my pajamas. I think a lot of people got lazy. A lot of people lost their energy. I mean, you know, you weren't allowed to go out, you had to social distance. It was just a nightmare. People lost income. Men that had really good jobs were put on furlough. It was a terrible situation. A lot of people were broke up. So I just don't think it's down to the woman. I believe it's down to both people. If they're married and there's no communication, then it must have been terrible to be stuck in the house for so long with someone and not having your freedom to go and see your friends or go and do something. You know, so it must have had quite an impact on everyone, really, especially people that weren't really communicating or really in love, but just going along with things. So, yeah.
I love what Jackie said. People who are not really communicating, people who are really not in love, but they're just going along with things. So should we say that, Pastor Enoch, my first question, you still have to answer that. And then I add this one on top of it. Should we say that many people are just going along, but they're not really in love, or they're not really loving each other? They're just going along,
Yeah.
like Jackie said. Pastor Enoch,
Yeah,
can you answer that? Oh, Jackie. Go ahead, Jackie. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I was just gonna say a lot of people, like, they're married and relationships, they tend to stick it out because they're used to it. It's a routine, and they won't, no matter how bad the relationship is, they're still there, still stick to that relationship because they don't really want to explore anything different. They don't want to make changes to their life. So them sort of people, married or not married, in relationships, and they're just plodding along with it, I believe it must have been really, really hard time. It must have been really horrible time, because some people, they might be married, they might love their husband a bit, or vice versa, their wife, but they know at the end of the day they're going to work tomorrow, or they're seeing their friends on Friday, or they're going away for the weekend on a work do, or they're doing golfing, or they're doing sports during the week. All that was stopped, wasn't it? Yeah, so
I
yeah,
love
I
that.
believe it has a big.
I love what Jackie just said. Pastor Enoch, I want you to tackle on all Jackie's points. Jackie said people are just going along. Probably they're not too much in love, but they're married. It's a routine. Then it came to the time where the routine that was working very well, there's so not much in love that was working very well because of many activities. But pandemic stopped all those activity. So the routine was baffled. Now you have to create love where there was no love. What do you think about that, Pastor Enoch? Can you, Pastor Enoch, just 1 second. We have a question where someone said, if I want to become a certified relationship counselor, what course would you recommend one to go for? Jackie and I did a counseling course at uni for 3 years, and we are qualified counselor. Within the course that we did, there's a relationship counseling, there's sexual counseling, there's single counseling, there's all sorts of counseling, integrative, as well as CBT counselor. If you don't have to, if you don't want to do, sorry, Jackie, if you don't want to go through the 3 years that we went through, the 3 years, you can look for a diploma in counseling, perhaps maybe level 3 diploma in counseling. Then you have to specialize in relationship, specifically relationship counseling. So you can look at the BACP website. If you're in England, BACP website has a lot of providers who actually provide the training, the counseling training. Might take you a year, then you have to specialize, then you have to register with one of the counseling body. I hope this answered your question. If not, then you can again ask another question which we can answer you after the program. If you just tune in, we are talking about relationship and how to maintain relationship. Pastor Enoch, Jackie has brought in a lot of points. Please, do ask the owner.
Thank you, Mommy, and thank you, Sister Jackie. It was a nice idea that Sister Jackie shared. Indeed, you can be with somebody in the same room. I'll say, you said, Sister Jackie, you said?
Jackie's internet, your internet is a bit not too stable. Pastor Enoch, we are following you. That's why we're hearing you.
I would say that what she said is very true. Like, you could be or you can be in a relationship. Like, as this pandemic issue came up, there are people that they were in the relationship, though they are happy to be in that relationship, but due to the pandemic, you know, they have lost most of the interest because no activity is going on. Though they are eating. I tell you, Mommy, like I was advising like some people when during this pandemic, and what you realize is that they really want to go out. They really want to be themselves. They really want to explore the world, which they are not seeing in the relationship now. Some the husband or the wife used to go to work, he or she come in and they do what they used to do over and over and over again. There is nothing new that is happening or that is going on. So it makes the person boring. So this person said like, oh, I like talking to somebody. I like talking to my friends because I'm in a relationship whereby I've been with my husband. We have been in the house for a period of time. He goes, he come back. We watch TV. We do whatever we got to do, and that's it. So that's why we are saying that a good communication, a good presentation. We should be creative when it comes to relationship. When we want our relationship to stand out, when we want our relationship to work for us, we should be able to be creative enough to bring in new ideas, to bring in something that will energize the relationship, something that will make put smile on each one of us. So I think, as Sister Jackie said, it's very true that you can be with somebody and your mind is not in it anymore. And there are people also that have the privilege to go to work. and before they come back home, you see the wife or the husband is feeling boring, and maybe he or she has found a way to talk to other people through the social media, and this social media that came to do us good is also doing us harm, because it's creating an aspect whereby the husband or the wife is getting somebody to talk to, whereby the person is entertaining him or her. So when we come back from our various work, we should be able to create something. Let there be joy in the family. Don't come home with the burden of the work, the burden at the work. Don't come home with your own problem, because the person staying at home is facing his or her own problem earlier on before even you come. So I think we should be creative when it comes to relationship.
Brilliant. We welcome Richard. Richard's Karin saying, great to see you. Lovely to see you. Jackie, Karin said Jackie is gone. Good point. Richard, we are talking about relationship. Karin made, Jackie made very good point about how the pandemic made people be or present themselves in pajamas all the time, not being able to dress up, not being able to change, not being able to do anything. Maybe if they have a meeting, they just stick a top on and take a lipstick. If not, apart from that, no dressing. So we are wondering, Pastor Enoch, Jackie also said that some people are together, they're not so much in love, it's the routine, they just carrying themselves along because change is not something that they're looking to do. So they are ready to be stuck together and stay together and carry themselves along. Now, pandemic kept them together, really, really together. Limited activity. Now, pandemic is gone. Men have become wild. I'm sorry, I'm not sure about men. Women, maybe women are also wild, but men have become wild out there, going outside and really rekindling vividly with their previous relationship, and they are not. They're not restrained. There's no way you can restrain them. But as a woman,
where are you getting these statistics from? Where are you getting this evidence from?
I have evidence. I'm telling you, but I'm a counselor, so. In bracket, Richard, then let me ask you this.
Just about see you, but I can't see you.
Jackie, we can see you. Can you see yourself?
Jackie, have you got someone there that shouldn't be there? Is there something we need to know?
I can't see
anything. Jackie, we can see you. Can you see us?
She's a very clever woman, that lady, very smart lady. Maybe there's something, sometimes we got to read between the lines.
Jackie,
sometimes we've got to read between the lines.
Jackie, while you're sorting yourself out, as we have here, we have to carry on with the show. While you're sorting yourself out, a lot of people are really interested in this topic. So we're just going to carry on and they're looking for answer. So Richard, we were saying that, is it the fact that people were stuck together a long period of time? Now that they have the opportunity to go out, they feel like I really have to go out because I've seen enough in the house. But then we are also looking at this woman in the house who actually going through that trauma, that emotional instability. She's not stable. She's not sure what to do. And she's not sure if her marriage will ever last again. And she's not sure if she has to take a hasty decision. How do we maintain, or how do we explore the way to maintain such a person in that relationship, hoping for the best, hoping for the change? Because this can
we need to do
momentum.
What we need to do, we need to have cool, calm heads here. What we need to do is to seek to have the two partners, long-term partners, reconnecting, refinding themselves, that love, that passion. Things may have changed because COVID has been very traumatic for a lot of people in many ways, but I'd say that there's a time for everything. There's a time and season for everything. We need these partners to be open and honest with each other, particularly pertaining to their relationship. Maybe people have been taking each other for granted. Maybe it's the woman, maybe it's the man. But if the love is there, the determination to continue and to build and to feed a relationship still exists, then the stones, the cobbles, the rocks that may interfere with the stream running freely need to be tackled, picked up, removed, and set aside. But work, W-O-R-K, in my books anyway, is the order of the day. Communication, sit down, talk, heart to heart. These are the things, action-wise, that need to begin to be looked at to heal and bring about a more fulfilling relationship. It could be called a reblooming, if you will, a reblooming, if you will. What say you?
Well, Richard, you can, let me just ask you and Pastor Enoch this question. Richard, you can say you put these two people together, you talk to them, you allow them to rekindle, but at the moment, it has, for some relationship, it has reached this stage where it's not even easy to put them together and advise them. How do you tell the person who is going through it at the moment? Which advice will you actually tell the other partner at the moment to be patient, to wait and know that the city season might just be like a child is getting a candy and they're just happy with it. There's going to be a season where they will want to calm down and go back to whatever. What does the other side have to do? That's where we are looking at what do they have to do, while hoping that there's going to be a time where they can communicate properly.
Well, they have to be. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Richard and Mami. What I would say is that as we have earlier said, like we should have good communication, and we should be what do you call it, creative enough. We should find ways to fan into flame, as Mr. Richard was saying, that we should fan into flame the first love. Always we got to remember what kept the relationship up to this time. Right? We have to realize that in this time, people are also going through a lot, and it's not them alone that are going through what they are going through, but it's general, it's global. Everybody is going through something one way or the other, because nobody wants to be caged like a dog. Excuse me. Nobody wants to be caged like something that you cannot express yourself. Everybody goes through this kind of period of time. So it could be like telling the person that there should be trust in these times. They should trust each other, that they're going to be able to work out things when these periods are over. There are seasons in times whereby you feel lonely. It doesn't matter the amount of money that you might have in your account. It doesn't matter maybe the kind of cars that you drive. Each and everybody goes through a period of time whereby they rate things about themselves, things that are not going on well, things that are moving on well, things that makes them happy, and things that doesn't make them happy. So in general, I think the better communication will produce good results when it comes to relationship. Mr. Richard.
That's wise words, my brother. That's wise words. You know, here's a question. Difficult as it may seem, when people are going through these trials and tribulations, these experiences, could you say that these experiences can actually enhance in the medium to long term relationships?
Sure, of course. Mr. Thank you. It's very nice question. You know, one thing is that whatever that we go through in life, it should be a lesson or a learning process that we should be able to, know that, oh, we are not gonna let this kind of issue bring the relationship down, but rather we are going to work on how to improve ourselves when this season pass, because there can be a time whereby maybe Western might come again. We're not praying for Western, but if it comes, we will look at what we went through in this type of period and encourage ourselves that it is a season that is passing by. And this kind of things even strengthens our relationship. It depends on how you read meanings to it. You know, the same thing that people are going through, that people are crying about financial difficulties. Some people are praying that there should be even more sickness so that the medical faith people, they will get their money. So whatever situation that mankind will face, it gives people the advantage and gives people disadvantage. It depends on how you relate or you utilize this kind of seasons. Through these seasons, the social media aspect, preaching, people are engaged in the internet, which is we have the internet world. People are engaging themselves, right? So I think we shouldn't read it as if it's bad for everybody, because people are gaining experiences. People are gaining what to do when it comes to this kind of seasons, whereby they will face tumors, type of sicknesses and everything. So what if, like, let's say for instance, you are there and your partner is sick, right? How are you going to relate to the partner? So this type of season even teaches you to do new things when it comes to relationship, Mr. Richard.
I have a question from a viewer. There are some questions that a viewer. We have Ellie is asking this question. The question is how to get rid of someone that left you in a courtship without any fault of yours. That's question one. Question two is how do one deal with it? How do one deal with it? And question three is how do one move on without always wishing that person comes back to you? So these are the three questions. If you might ask the viewer,
can you repeat the question again?
I've got them burned in my mind, but go ahead, repeat them. Go ahead.
Question one is how to get rid of someone that left you in courtship without any fault of yours. So they left you, number one. They left you in courtship. It wasn't your fault. And how do one deal with it? How do you deal with it? And the last one is how do one move on without always wishing that person comes back to you? So they left you in courtship. It wasn't your fault. How do you deal with it? And how do you carry on not wishing that that person comes back to you?
My thoughts on that?
Yes, please. Go ahead, Richard, please.
With maturity, with patience, with resilience, with tears, with determination, and with self-respect. Empower yourself, young lady. If it's a man, empower yourself, young man. If anyone's in that scenario, someone has left you, they've left you. There must be a reason why they've left you. Be it your fault, their fault. They have cast the die. They've made the decision. It's their choice, and it takes two to tango in a fruitful, loving relationship. That person's gone. You've got to ultimately get over it. And by getting over it, it includes going through day and night, the tears, the reflections, the memories, the good times, and the not so good times. But ultimately, they are no longer, through choice, in your life. not in a romantic way anyway. But you know the song says, memories don't live like people do. Memories can go on for a long, long time. But we don't want to be living in a fool's paradise. And you know something about us humans? We are resilient. We have inner strength and inner power that we only need to pray and we need to draw upon. But that takes time. That takes patience. That takes courage. It takes maturity. But all things in good time. You want to be the best person you can be. It will invariably and inevitably, most likely, involve you not having that person come knocking at your door, come ringing your bell, come texting you, sending you WhatsApps. No. That person's made a decision, but there's plenty more fish in the sea. Value yourself, respect yourself, chin up, wipe those tears. Tears can fall, you're only human, but you've got to move on. Brother Enoch, your time, sir.
Thank you, Richard, for your answer. So, Pastor Enoch, someone left you had any photo of yours. How do you deal with it, and how do you carry on not wishing that that person be there all the time in your life? So, how do you deal with Ben?
Thank you, Mommy, and thank you, Mr. Richard. It's a very nice contribution that you made. One thing I would say is that distrust kills passion. Distrust kills passion. No matter how affectionate you have for a person or how you love somebody, once the trust of the person is lost, it's hardly for the person to gain that kind of trust back. The person even might accept your proposal back, but one way or the other, the trust might not be there immediately. But as Mr. Richard said, with time, wounds can be healed. But when the thing becomes like repeatedly stem, it becomes difficult, and it won't even be wise for you to, accept the person back anymore, because their intentions are really made by their actions, by what they do, what they say. They go back and they come, they go back and they come. They are not worth it. So one thing I would say is that you got to look at yourself, because you have been with a person before and you are saying that, oh, it wasn't my fault that the person left, I didn't do anything. If you realize that you didn't do anything, yes, you love the person and the person have come back, and you know that this is the way the person went. If you can stop it, you can accept the person back. But if you can't stop it and you know that that's the character of the person, my sister, my brother, I would say that love the person from afar. It won't be wise for you to, get yourself entangled in something that you won't be happy about, or you even see yourself that this person is opportunist. This person is coming back because of what he has been seeing, or maybe when the person went, it didn't go well with the person. So you have to assess all these kind of things before you accept the person.
Well, thank you so much. If I may just contribute to that, I will say that it depends really if you're in a relationship or courtship with someone and they up and leave without any fault of yours, check people around you. Is there a fault of anyone around you? Has anyone contributed to that person leaving? Because sometimes someone can leave you, but because of the many contributors that have spoiled the relationship, and the person will really look at it and think to themselves what they have said or how this person very close to you have acted leaves us no chance of growing this relationship. So they will rather leave. So you have to look at your environment, look at everyone around you. If they have not contributed to that relationship ending, then you also have to look at if the person's demand, you have ignored them somewhere or the other or somehow. Because sometimes we're in a relationship with people, some people are very vivid in putting their demand forward. Some people are very quiet, expecting you to understand what they want or what they need. The minute they realize that you're not anywhere closer to understand these wants or needs, they can easily leave you without letting you know the reason why they leave, because they assume that you should know and they have not spoken to you. So the best thing is always go back to the person and ask, what have I done that have made you leave? Or has anyone else contributed to your leaving? They will tell you eventually. If there's no solid reason, then you know that the person wasn't there for the long run. Like Richard has said, like Pastor Enoch has said, then count your blessing, because they left you before you actually entered that relationship. You could have entered the relationship, spent 5 years, and then after that, done all the planning, then they happen to leave. So it's best they leave early before you actually properly commit. And if really that relationship is meant to be there, the person will come back. But while they're coming back, it will be a bit more better than however they left. So just pray that if it is the bone of your bone, they will come back. If they are not, then pray that they also stay where they have gone and keep your peace, like the men have said. Hopefully this has helped. So we're coming back to the relationship phase. And I did ask you both of you a question. I'm coming back to that question. So how do you advise the other partner who doesn't know what to do at the moment? In very short and constructive words, the pandemic was too much with everyone. People were stuck in the house for years, for a year at least. Maybe perhaps they didn't know how to be innovative. They didn't know how to rekindle themselves. They were just dragging themselves along. But now the world is open, where people are thinking that maybe I might have made wrong choices. Remember, many people are married for 10 years, 15 years. But if you look at that marriage, they probably have consumed it probably for 1 year. The 15 years they've been at every single day, maybe 1 day a week they in. So the 15-year consumption really has been for 1 year proper consuming their marriage. So this pandemic 1 year has made people know who they really married. Should they really have married the person? But now the world is open. Some people are thinking this was the wrong choice. This wasn't the right. But how do you advise these people, Richard? That's what I need to know.
I thought we gave you an answer before.
It wasn't. I need a constructive answer that will give somebody strength to hold on while they're waiting for the good time.
My goodness me. Well, I'm going to reiterate. I'm sorry that you didn't think it was strong enough advice or constructive, but to reiterate, to retread, and to re-emphasize, I think someone needs to remember who they are, maybe look inside themselves and find the best of themselves, and then seek to reconnect and be prepared to reconnect with their lover, with their partner, and vice versa. Sometimes I was speaking with Brother Enoch, and we agreed that potentially sometimes adversity brings out the best in us. So constructively, sometimes you've got to have a wound and hurt. Everybody hurts, as we've said before. But if you want to move forward, you take your time, find that hero inside you, and look to reconnect with your partner, and hopefully they will be doing likewise. But you need to know that you're prepared to put your best foot forward and to roll with it, to be prepared to be innovative, to find something new about you. We're human beings, you know, and we've got so much within us, you know. We've got creature comforts, we've got habits, we've got routines, but it could be a case of put yourself in someone else's shoes. How attractive am I on so many levels to my partner? Can I be that rose? Am I that rose? Well, if I believe myself to be a rose, I'm going to ensure that the smell is wafting across. And as day follows night, that rose, lily-like smell will waft across and entice, relight and re-energize the partner. Brother Enoch.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I love the answer. Very good, Richard. Thank you. Pastor Enoch.
Thank you, Mr. Richard and Mommy. One thing I will say is that the other time we were even tweeting about compromise, as Mr. Richard said. One thing is that if you are already in marriage, it is different from being in a relationship whereby you guys are dating or other stuff. I would say that in the area of dating, you are not yet married to the person. So as we said, as Mr. Richard said, this is even the best time for you to know what you are getting yourself into, right? It's gonna bring out, the person's bad aspect, the areas whereby when they face challenges, how is the person going to react to it? How is the person going to treat you when it comes to the point of time that you are on your sick bed? When it comes to the point of time that you guys are alone in the house, how is it gonna be? So this thing is gonna give you like kind of a gist idea of what your future is going to be. So if you see the future to be bright, then you go ahead with it. But if you see the future to be doomed, then you know the decision that you got to take. But if in the area whereby you are in a marriage, then you have to know that it is a season that happens to everybody one way or the other. It is time that this kind of challenges might be happening. So as Mr. Richard said, you got to have believe that better days are ahead, and this thing is just for a temporary occasions. So things might be working out. At the end of the tunnel, there might be light. So you have to hold on to it and see a way of being creative. See a way that you are going to revitalize the relationship. Make the relationship become, joyous. That is the kind of ideas that you guys should bring up. I'm talking about the married people. But for the unmarried people that you are in a relationship, this thing might be a lesson whereby you got to make a choice for yourself.
And may I add one more thing? And it's something that has endeared you to myself, Sister Cecile. Do you know what that ingredient is?
No, you might tell me if you don't mind.
I certainly don't. Laughter. Laughter. The ability to laugh at life, laugh at yourself, laugh at your partner, laugh together. Laughter is an icebreaker. Laughter soothes and eases the cogs into motion. Laughter can move obstacles, mountains. You'd be simply surprised. And that laughter can help that smell, that feeling to waft through the house, past the eyes, past the nostrils. Oh, sweet laughter.
Brilliant. Thank you, Richard. If you just tune in, this is Let's Chit Chat. Please share, follow, and subscribe. We have one of our viewers who wanted to know our contact details. This is Let's Chit Chat. So I'll put them on the chat. You can see them. Now we're going to be drawing to the end. This topic has really been really great, and I hope it will benefit a lot of people who are going through. I love what you both said, that be creative, be innovative, because like Jackie said earlier, we all went to lockdown and we all were in our pajamas and were still in bed up to 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and forget to comb her hair, dress and that has affected a lot of marriages, a lot of relationships, a lot of couple. And now that the world is all open, like Pastor Enoch said, like Richard has said, be creative and be innovative. So absolutely, thank you so much. We are going to end the program. Final word for both men before we say goodbye to Abia until next week. Final words of advice or wisdom. Thank you.
My last words before it's dinner time with my lovely other half is a good relationship, a truly good relationship, one that is edifying you, one which is lovely to you, one which is fulfilling, and one that you envisage seeing potentially the rest of your life with. That is a relationship that is worth battling for and worth working at for. Take your time. Patience is a virtue, but work, it's worth it. Peace.
Peace. Pastor Enoch.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Richard. For a long-lasting relationship and love, I think there must be a good communication. There must be trust, and there must be love. There must be good presentation, because how you present yourself to somebody determines how respectful the person will be to you. So you have to be a good presenter of your words, presenter of yourself to your partner. You have to be you have to have good communication skills, and you have to also love your partner and to be a good lasting relationship.
Brilliant. I'm just going to read a comment from our viewer that you just answered the question. He said, thank you very much. I have already written 4 pages advice to this anonymous friend from the clubhouse and relationship room, which are due hive. I thought to also seek for your guidance. Thank you so much. So he's very grateful for your guidance, for your advice. Now, we're going to end, but one quick question. I was talking to a friend of mine today. I'm just going to ask this question as 2 men for you to let me know. I was talking to a friend of mine today, so as they call me, I missed their call, so I'll call them back. When I call back, I say, I'm not quite sure what I said, but I said, hello, sir. How are you? This is just a friend. I don't have to call them sir. I know their name. But I just said, let me just call them hello, sir, because they call me and they miss me. So it was a way of apologizing that, okay, I missed your call. So I'm sorry. Hello, sir. How are you? And he was very happy for me to call him, hello, sir. How are you? Say, oh, wow, this is good. It was really, does that make a difference? So as we carry on talking, I came back to it. I said, okay, why were you so excited that I said, hello, sir? He said, well, sometimes men want just to be, I'm not quite remember the word, respected. Sometimes not to put them high, but just to show them appreciation and respect. As 2 men, just a quick one, does that make a difference for a woman to call you sir from time to time? Not a common thing, but as a sign of respect. How does it make a man to feel? We are talking about relationship. Just a quick one, it just came in my mind, in my thoughts. Maybe things like that can help us women to know how to address men from time to time. Not to make it a common thing, but...
Can we get a word in edgeways? We get the picture. Sir is fine. Every now and again, sir, from certain people to say sir, no problem. It's very nice. You can even have a conversation off the back of that, but nothing wrong with that.
Brilliant. Pastor Enoch?
I mean, quickly, I would say that women wants attention, men wants respect. So once there is respect for a man, you can love a man, but if there is no respect, the love will not be reciprocal. the man will not love you back. So as women want attention, respect is very necessary when it comes to our relationship, men and women relationship. Respect, men needs respect.
Beautifully put, Brother Eno. Beautifully and succinctly put. Sister Cecile, take a note from that gentleman's notepad. Succinctly put.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor Eno. Thank you, Richard. It's been an awesome. Thank you, Jackie. We miss you. Thank you, Odile. We miss you, your word. It's been an awesome time discussing or exploring this topic. Many people are really going through a lot at the moment. So we find it to bring this topic and trying to explore it. You heard the men and you also heard the women. Just to be patient. Pastor Eno just said women want to be loved, to be taken care of or cherished, and men want to be respected. So at home,
attention was the word. Attention was the word I believe Brother Enoch used. Do you like attention, Sister Cecile? Attention. Attention. Exclamation mark. Do you like attention, Sister Cecile?
I just
Are you respecting tonight?
I just don't like. I love attention. So thank you. I love attention. Not just
You've struck gold there, Brother Enoch. You struck several nails on the head. One, I thank you for your honesty, Sister Cecile. That's another key ingredient in communication. Be honest as possible. Oh yes, there's a time for everything. My.
Let's chat. Thank you so much. Until we meet next time, stay tuned, share, follow, and please keep
all eyes on her. All eyes. Where is she?
Thank you so much for staying with us until the end. It's been wonderful discussing this topic. I was brought up to believe that any worries not talked about become bigger problems. There's no wrong reason to reach out. If you're going through these issues or you know anyone who is going through this issue, please reach my contact number below and I will ensure to reach you back. My passion in life is to see you having a healthier, a happier, and a more